Sometimes you just got to save for the sake of it. We just do a little thing like this. She says, don't look at the years you've lost, think about the years you've got left, and as much exploring and as much adventure into your life as possible. Just health, wellness, and vitality. We didn't have the World Wide Web, we had nothing. We had the giant book of knowledge. Some people might be put off about the risks involved, but honestly, I have never felt better. If you can shorten your work life, why wouldn't you want to? Honestly, if you are watching this, start now. Hey everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel and hanging out with me for another video. So today's video, I wanted to talk about some things. Although I don't like to say that I have any life regrets, there are some things in life that I wish I had started sooner. And I just wanted to chat about those just really quickly today in this video because it's some things that have come up in my Instagram DMs and in some comments from my YouTube videos. Those kind of life advice ones, like the 13 reasons why your life is a mess, had some requests through those videos to just go a little bit deeper into some of the things that I mentioned or that I touched on. So here are my 7 things that I wish I had started sooner. So the first thing that I really wish that I had started sooner is serious structured savings. Now that's a bit of a mouthful, and I'm not just talking about saving for the big ticket items that you have in life, like maybe a house or a car or those bigger things. I'm talking about just regular structured savings no matter what. So no matter if you are just starting out in life or you've got a really low income job, maybe you're just on a part-time wage, it's just about developing that discipline to save a small amount of whatever you make regardless, and not even just for saving for something. Save for the sake of just saving. Save for nothing. Save for the sake of saving. This is something that I'm drilling into my kids. Even from their $15 a week pocket money, they have to save $5 of that into a long-term savings account. What that is to be used for, we haven't decided on yet, but it is something that I'm going to have some stewardship over how they spend it. And then that rest, the $10, they can spend however they like. If there is anything that I want to teach my kids, it is to be responsible with money, it is not to get into debt, and it is to seriously save consistently throughout your life. It is so much easier when you start small. And I know people think, oh, I'll start saving when I get, I get a decent job, or when I get a salary, or when I get a promotion, or when I make X amount of money. Now, I saw this thing on Instagram the other day. I was just flicking through reels. I don't know who it was. It's not someone who I follow. It was this guy. He was muscly. He had a cap on. He was just talking about savings, and he was saying something like, along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, if you don't save small, like when you're broke or when you don't have a lot of money, you're not going to save when you save big. So develop those disciplined habits small when you have your first part-time job, or when you are just working casually or getting paid smaller amounts by the hour. Don't say, I'll start saving when. Start saving now. Just do it now and develop those disciplines. With compound interest and everything, get into those calculators online where you can plug in all your amounts and you can see how compound interest works and how you can make something from next to nothing. Don't be put off by thinking you've got to save for so long. Just save anyway. Don't save just for something. Save for the sake of it, and to develop the discipline to be able to regularly save a part of your income no matter how much or how little you make. Save when you're broke, save when you're poor, save when you don't have a salary. When you don't have anything, that is the time that you need to be setting aside that small amount. And you think, oh, I can't do without it. I can't do without $50, or I can't do without that $100. It doesn't need to be $50 or $100. Maybe it's just $10. Maybe it is, $1 or $2. It's just about setting aside and learning to live with less so that you really develop those good savings habits. The second thing that I wish I had started sooner is at-home workouts. I wish it didn't take a global pandemic and all fitness opportunities to be closed down to have shown how simple, easy, and fun at-home workouts are. Now, if you've got internet, if you've got YouTube, you've got literally access to a worldwide web of personal trainers and at-home workouts available to you. I can't stress enough how good it has made me feel since implementing a really simple home workout 7 days a week. I do it for 21 minutes. I do 3 sessions of 7 minutes each, and I allocate a different style of exercise to each of those 7 minutes. So it might be like HIIT or Pilates, it will be strength training, and then it will be like a stretch and cool down for 7 minutes. It's a 45-15 routine, and it's not like the 45 minutes like F45. It's literally sets of 45 seconds. So within the 1 minute, there's 45 seconds of exercising and then 15 seconds of rest. And I do that for 7 sets. So 7 times 45, 15. And 7 sets makes up 1 session. So then there's 3 sessions of 7 by 1 minute. So 45, 15 times 7. And then there's 3 of those sessions. But honestly, I have never felt better. And just doing that at-home exercise has just lifted that energy level up to, where I'm feeling better now, energy-wise, than I did 10 or 15 years ago. Definitely do not discount the at-home workouts. Incorporate those small steps towards, fitness, health, movement, wellness into your daily routine. It doesn't need to be massive. It doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to take over your life. It just needs to be consistent and small. The next thing that I definitely wish I had started sooner was travel, exploring, adventure. So when I was younger, I was really focused on getting a job, getting a career, getting into a relationship, and getting settled down. I honestly wish I had someone to say, just go out, see the world, travel to as many places as you possibly can, because there'll always be time in life for settling down. Leave settling down until after. I think you've got to have that time for travel and adventure. You have got to prioritize a bit of travel and adventure. Yes, settling down and being safe and secure and responsible and all those things, it's important. But I also think that you need to have that sort of sense of travel and adventure. While I can't say that I regret any choices, because every choice that I've made in my life has led me up to where I am today, I definitely would encourage younger people to really prioritize travel and adventure and seeing the world. And I know that this is a difficult time to be saying those things and to give that advice, but this COVID-19 situation, it's not going to be around forever. It might feel like it right now, but as soon as it settles down and travel and borders open up, maybe it's going to be in the next 12 months, maybe a little bit longer, to still embrace as much travel and as much exploring and as much adventure into your life as possible. The next thing that I wish I had started sooner is taking supplements. So I definitely recommend going to the doctor or a GP and getting your bloods taken and getting an analysis and checking on which levels of vitamins and minerals and all that kind of stuff. If there is anything that you're deficient in, adjust your diet accordingly, or see what they recommend to take for supplements. It is honestly life-changing. The effect that it has on you when you take supplements. I honestly noticed it when I started taking supplements maybe like a year and a half ago or so. When I started regularly taking supplements, I definitely noticed an increase and an improvement to my overall feelings of health and well-being. But it wasn't until I stopped taking them, or I stopped taking some of them because I ran out of some of them, and then I ran out of others, and then I wasn't taking them all at the same time at the dosage that my GP had recommended. So she recommended taking a multivitamin, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and zinc. And when I was taking them all consistently, all together, I noticed a massive increase. Some of them ran out, and then I was kind of like on a little bit of a roller coaster, taking some but not taking others, and then others ran out, and then I had others that I had taken. I definitely felt it when I stopped taking them consistently, that there was a definite drop in my overall feeling of like just health, wellness, and vitality. And I noticed different things as well. Like I noticed differences in my skin. I noticed differences in like bags underneath my eyes, even though I was sleeping the same. I didn't have any change to my sleep routine, but I noticed like that there was dark bags underneath my eyes. And the only thing that I could attribute it to is a change in my vitamins and supplement regime. I would definitely recommend getting your bloods done, going to see a GP or a doctor, and making sure that if you need any supplements, that you are adjusting your diet or you're taking those supplements as required. Next thing I wish I had started sooner was getting involved in the share market, and so stocks and shares. Typically, I've always been more drawn towards property investment, so either property renovations or investment property ownership, or business ventures, so kind of more bricks and mortar, things that you can actually own like the whole thing of. But I think what I wish I had have done, and I had started sooner, is buying into stocks and shares and building up that kind of portfolio rather than leaving it until I was kind of, when would I have started that? Like late-ish 30s, I'm gonna say. I'm turning 45 this year. I wouldn't say that I got really into like stocks and shares until probably late 30s. And again, it was through information that I found on YouTube and I found online, and just getting that self-education and really just educating yourself. Like honestly, the internet is available. It is at your fingertips. You can learn literally anything. And don't be overwhelmed or be scared about stocks or shares. It's something that you can really start very small. You can start with a minimal investment of a few $100s, and you can start small and you can really stay safe. I think you can really stay safe as well. Some people might be put off about the risks involved. If you do a little risk analysis and you buy within your risk profile, you can definitely stay relatively safe in the stock market. And just try it with a small amount of money. There's that famous saying, if you can afford to buy Nikes, you can afford to buy shares in Nikes. So if you, if you've got a couple of pair of Nike sneakers in your cupboard, you could have a share portfolio in your own name. And I think this is especially a great thing to talk about and encourage or get your kids into. So there are definitely like those blue chip, super safe shares. I don't want to give any advice, but big blue chip type companies, supermarkets like in Australia, Coles and Woolworths or Wesfarmers, those type of companies which are, they're going nowhere. And then you can be 99% sure that your money is going to be safe if it's invested in there. So definitely do your homework, seek financial advice, but get that education and just start learning about it, and start small. And then when you feel a little bit more confident and competent, then grow a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. But don't leave it till it's too late. Start soon, start early, and you can really get some good returns and some nice money to be made in the share market. The next thing on my list that I wish I'd started sooner is to plan to fast track my retirement. So when you're growing up, you kind of, retirement's a thing that's like, oh man, that's for old people. I wish that I had started planning fast tracking my retirement 20 years ago, because if I had done it 20 years ago, I could potentially have already been retired, or definitely within the next few years. So since I started later, I think if everything goes according to plan, probably within the next 5 to 7 years, I could comfortably retire. But I think I could have fast-tracked it and either retired earlier or retired with a bigger lump sum if I had started sooner and started paying attention to these kind of things sooner. Don't just think, oh, it's something that I'll think about when I'm older, or it's something for old people to worry about, or I don't have to worry about that until I'm 65, or, my employer pays my superannuation, I'm just going to retire on that. Take a proactive interest in your superannuation and in your retirement plans, because if you can shorten your work life, why wouldn't you want to? And then if you want to keep working after that retirement age, at least you have the option to work in something that you enjoy or you really like doing, rather than working because you have to work to survive and pay the bills. When you get to that retirement age, then you've got the choice. Maybe I want to work part-time. Maybe I want to work from home. Maybe I want to do something for myself. It gives you the choice and it gives you the option and it gives you that freedom. So definitely, like I said, take a proactive, hands-on approach to your retirement plans. Put in place a plan to fast-track your retirement from a young age. From the day you start working, have that retirement age goal in the back of your mind always, and really proactively work towards it. So the next and last thing that I wish I had started sooner is studying for self-interest or fun. I've always thought about studying as something that you do to either get a degree, get a qualification, progress your career, or do it for something that has got, earning potential attached to it. I really have, in the last few years, really enjoyed studying just for the sake of self-interest or for fun, or just purely out of something that I'm interested in learning about or doing. I don't think that you should only learn to earn. It is great to learn to earn, but you should learn because, you're interested in it and you're curious and you want to maintain that sense of, curiosity about the world and about everything that there is to know. As I mentioned before, you literally have a world of information at your fingertips with the internet. When I was growing up, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have the World Wide Web. We had nothing. We had the giant book of knowledge. So every piece of learning, every school report, every assignment, every assessment done from home, it was based on whatever you could find out in the giant book of knowledge. Maybe you had access to some fancy Encyclopedia Britannicas or something. You might have had a little bit of extra knowledge to tap into. Now, if you've got a smartphone, you've got an internet connection, you literally have unlimited learning potential at your literally at your fingertips. You can learn about anything. But one thing that learning from home or homeschooling, home learning, whatever you want to call it, taught me is that you've got to really encourage curiosity in your kids and just to, I don't know, bring back the love of learning. I don't want learning to be something that my kids associate with something that they have to do for school or for homework. I want it to be something that they love doing and just to find out about things that they're curious about or interested in, and to always just nurture that, finding out more about things. You literally have the world at your fingertips. There is no excuse why you can't learn about any topic that you want to learn about. You want to learn about how underwater tunnels are made? There's probably 1,000 resources online about it. Whatever it is, you can learn about it on the internet. Now, the last thing that I wish I had started sooner is something that is kind of personal, home, sentimental, family related. And it is starting these things that we've got, they're called memory jars. Now, I only started this a couple of years ago. And it is basically where you just get, at the start of a year, you come up with your color theme for the year. This year we've got green because when we got Freddie in January, he had a little green ribbon around his neck. Yes, Freddie, I'm talking about you. So green is our theme this year. You just cut up some paper. Now, you don't have to even do colored paper. You can just do it on plain white paper. But anytime anything memorable or funny or anything of big impact happens, write a little note on it. And then just fold it up and don't look at it until New Year's Eve. And then on New Year's Eve, you go through them, with your family, you get all together, you go through and you read them out and just, take turns and read them out. And it is honestly the best thing. It's hilarious, it's sad, it's happy, it is heartwarming. It is honestly the best thing ever. And even if you do like one thing a week, you'll just grow a collection of these beautiful, warm, fuzzy, happy memories that you can just pick out anytime you're feeling sad or blue, or anytime you want to pick me up, or anytime you want to have that, warm, fuzzy feeling with your kids. Just dip into this, and I guarantee you, just picking one or two out at random, anytime throughout the year, pick it out. So you just grab your little piece of paper, you pop the date on it, and then you just write that memory. And it could be something happy, it could be something sad, it could be something life-changing, it could be something so tiny and so little. But honestly, this has been one of the best things I've done in the past few years, and I honestly wish that this is something that I had have started much sooner. Along this line, and I didn't want to include this as a separate thing, is to have some kind of journal or some kind of recording of those high impact things that happen throughout your life. I don't mean that you have to write, dear diary, blah, 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 10 pages every day. But there's that saying, if a life is worth living, it's worth recording. So having a little journal, and I noticed this since I started bullet journaling, just having that little record of those little random interesting things that happened each day or each week. Since I started bullet journaling, I started recording a daily highlight. So a highlight of the day, even just having that little printed record of a highlight of the day or a highlight of the week. Even if at the end of the week you just record 3 highlights of that week, at least you've always got something to look back on and to remember and to talk about with your family, talk about with your kids, talk about with your loved ones, or even if you're single and living alone, just to have that little record of your life. It is just such a super special thing. I would definitely recommend. So guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you get some inspiration or some motivation for some things that you could potentially start doing today. It is never too late. This lady that I watch on the internet, Terry Savelle Foy, she says, don't look at the years you've lost, think about the years you've got left. So it's never too late to start. But honestly, if you are watching this, start now. Let me know in the comments, what is the one thing that you wish you had started sooner? Guys, if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It is great feedback for me, helps my channel out a ton. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe before you go. Hang out and watch another few videos. I'll leave some linked in the description that I think you'll enjoy. Have a fabulous week, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.